Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Amusedjester. My name is Junior, and today, after that haul video from a few days ago, we're gonna start off with the Mattel's new Coraline Batman. These are 6-inch figures aimed particularly for kids, priced as at for kids and their parents. Thank God. These are $9.95 or $10.95 or $12.95. $12.95. I believe these are $12.95. I don't know. I'm old, and at this point, all I care about is like it's cheap. It's cheap enough for me. So, I think I already reviewed Flash on this one. So let's go and open it up. It's really very simple. I don't see anything in particular about this that I want to talk about. Oh, except for the fact that it still says supervillains. I believe one of the toy influencer videos are gonna ask Mattel about that. Why? These are called supervillains and everything. Probably a marketing mistake. But whoa, what I did want to talk about is how they package the toys. So if you look at the toys individually, you'll notice that they actually sort of pose them. Interestingly enough, like I think the Flash was running. This is posed in battle and everything. So really nice that they're doing that. They're not just standing. Like for example, let me grab Origins. We're just standing on an A stance, you know. Even McFarlane only just does A stances. Um, Here's one from McFarlane that's sort of helping a little bit by having him in hands on hips or stuff like that. But and I can't remember how many toys that I have that actually pose the figures, and it is posed. I mean, like let's see. For example, here's a Joker with his arms up, and I think I have one more, right? To yeah, look at Robin over here. It's like he's getting ready to fight. Yeah, so they pose them out of packaging, and you can see, in a way, what the articulation can do if if you want to think about it. Anyway, let me take him out of packaging, and we'll look at him some more. All right, so here's the figure out of packaging. It comes with this. I think this is the stand for this, and this is the weapons rack that you can attach your weapons to. And here are the weapons still on the sprue trees, which is kind of reminiscent of old toys. So that's kind of interesting. Before I took him out of, snipped them out, let's look at them really quickly. It's easier to look at them on the rack. So I don't know what these are. Maybe like bat bombs or bat discs or something. He's got boomerangs here, bat boomerangs. And this one, some sort of something he can grip onto. More bat boomerangs. His grappling gun. And I guess this would be like smoke bombs. So that's kind of interesting. Like imagine $12.95 and it's got all these toys. So it's really weird. You know what it reminds me of is like the old Playmates from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with all the racks and everything. So let me go ahead and snip it out of racks. I'll place them on the weapons rack and look at it really quickly. All right, so we're back. I've got them off of their racks, and I'm over 50 years old, and there are milestones in my life that I didn't think about when I was a kid. Markers that kind of says you're getting old. You know what I mean? And one of them being like, if you're on your knees and you're standing up, it's harder to stand up because your knees aren't as quick off the ground anymore, or like you can feel yourself straining, or when you've overexerted yourself with hard labor and you feel like you're not recovering as quickly as before. I'm talking about that because now I'm like, I just realized that I was kind of expecting those. What I was not expecting is, as I'm snipping these accessories off of the rack, I realize I'm having to make my eyes focus so I can see where to snip. It's because my near sight is getting kind of bad, while I had my far sight fixed for a LASIK. So it's funny, growing up, my near sight has always been the good one and the far sight is the bad one, but now it's been reversed ever since the LASIK. So yeah, so basically that's it. It's got all these kind of like um, connectors. You just like plug it in and everything. Yeah, that's it. And that's how you plug the batarangs, and you choose how you want it to put it together, right? So that's it for that. I'm not gonna take too much time on this one. This is the main guide. This is the what we are in here for. Let me tell you something really quick. Oh, and before this particular part of review that I just thought about as I'm snipping this, so I'm snipping the accessories off. I realize now this is what a toy feels like. I know I can mess around with this. I can bend it around. It doesn't really matter to me that it's not painted. It's a toy. It's for kids. This is what it's meant to be. This is not going to break unless I chew them with my teeth. And I'm not going to do that because I might break my teeth at my age. Even if I lose them, I don't mind because they're kind of like, it's okay. Because I've got so many of them. For one thing, I've got so many of them anyway. And they're like, you can tell they're kind of like, it's not like collector quality. They're just meant for toys and kids to be lost and played with and lost, I should say. Anyway, and I feel like that's going to cover my review of this particular line a lot. There's a sense of it's meant for kids, so I can be less critical of it. Plus, because of the price range, I'm less critical of it. But on top of that, because it's meant for kids, as somebody who's older, and probably collect it for the looks, it has an upside because it's meant for kids and it's cheap at $12. Again, it's those two things that instead of bringing it down, it actually increases the value that I'm seeing in this line. So for example, like I said, with this, it's meant for kids. And I don't mind the fact that it doesn't have a lot of detail. I don't mind it doesn't have any paint at all. But it's like, technically $12.95 with all these accessories. I would have purchased this figure for $12.95 the way it is right now with a little amount of accessories and still be happy with it. You know what I mean? So this is almost like a zero cost for me. Thus, it's not really affecting the value for me. It doesn't degrade the fact that it's not painted or it's very toyetic. Doesn't do anything for me. Now, when it comes to the figure, it's the same thing. It is meant for kids and it's $12.95, and yet look at how much articulation is inherent in this design. There's just so much that what I'm used to, because I'm coming from an era where toys were meant for toys, or toys were meant to be toys and meant for kids. They were never meant for collectors. I mean, like, this is just a new thing you guys are sticking on. I'm a collector in a sense that I do collect toys, but I'm not a collector in the sense that I collect them for investment or stuff like that. I mean, even my Hot Toys, I collect those for looks, for what because that, instead of playing with toys, the Hot Toys gives me a sense of fulfillment and enjoyment because of how it looks, how I'm able to move it, how I'm able to display it, all that stuff. That's still play in a sense. It's adult play, but it's still play. So me growing up in the 80s, I'm used to seeing 5 points of articulation with Kenner, with Toy Biz. You know, the Superpowers line. That's what I'm thinking of when I'm thinking of Toy Kids line. This is meant for toys. It is priced for kids. I mean, this is meant for kids. It is priced for kids. But I'm telling you, this is amazing. It's an amazing toy that kids today have no idea how cool this is. Well, they'll never realize how cool this is. But me as a grown-up collector, or let me put it this way, and I'm not degrading myself for saying it. I'm like an overaged kid at this point. So, or I'm looking at this as with a mentality of an overaged kid who still wants to play with toys. And I think like this is an excellent toy to play with because there's so much articulation on this one. Is it like beautifully sculpted? In a sense, yes. In a sense, no, because of look at how intrusive the ball joints are. In a sense, no, because it doesn't have any ankle joints. But man, oh man, I would have loved this if I had been a kid playing with this one instead of the superpowers. Like the detail on the face is excellent. They're using the printing technology, and you can see the eyes are nicely done. You can see paint on the lips. You know, this I'm not fond of this particular design, but they're doing so many variants of this thing anyway that it shouldn't be a problem. It's got thigh cuts, and the joints are massive and big. I don't anticipate them like snapping off or anything, because in DC Universe Classics it would have been thinner. Star Wars obviously thinner. Black Series or GI Joe, and double jointed knees. Oh my God, this is just a gem. The quality of the cloth of the fabric is actually really, really good, and I really wish that. Okay, so let me put it this way. I am so ecstatic over the articulation in this one, and to be honest with you, if this were to be translated into a collector line by Mattel in a way that, okay, in order to do a collector line, all we're going to do is add our ankle articulation, pivot with rocking, and then maybe fix the cape. And instead of charging you $12.95, we'll charge you $19.95 for those articulation. And you know what? I would be freaking happy. Like, fix the cape without the hole, and then the cape with this type of fabric. Somebody modded this so that it goes all the way from the front and opens up like widespread like that. And man, this would be, I would pay the $19.95 for that, and I would be very happy already with it. I'm only saying that because I know people are gushing over the Masters of the Universe Chronicles line, which is meant for collectors, and I know we're getting collector stuff from DC in 2007, but I'm really, really afraid of what they're going to do with that one. If, for some reason, $27.95 is really, really reaching the edge of what I'm willing to pay. That's one of the reasons why I edged out on McFarlane. And with McFarlane, I will say this. With McFarlane, they're with their $30 price range. Let's talk about McFarlane right for now. With their, this is $34, by the way, not $30 when they presented it. If they had presented their $30 price range with this much, multiple faces, multiple hands, and all that stuff, I probably would have been okay with it. That was my initial issue with McFarlane, because it was just a standard figure like this that was a character that we really wanted, like for example classic Wonder Woman, and all they did was nothing whatsoever, and they put in a $30 price tag on that one. That's why I stopped. But $30 for a figure is kind of hitting my price ceiling. Remember, the Chronicles is not coming till 2027, and it's just starting, which means, you know, if you think about it, 2027, let's say Mattel will do a 5-year, 6-year run, that's 2033, dude. And what's the inflation rate at that point going to be? What's the price range of a toy going to be? You know, and they're starting off at $28, $35, $40 for one figure. So in a line like that, and you're going to be doing consistency, you know, consistent articulation, consistent looks and everything. Otherwise, it'll just look odd to have the earlier waves look bad compared to the newer waves. In order for that to occur, they need to hit every box of my criteria immediately. And so that's why I'm very, very hesitant on the... I love Mattel. I love the fact that it went to Mattel. But I am more excited about this line, the kids line, than the Chronicles line. And I don't think they will go to a lot of characters, to a lot of in-depth characters as they did with DC Universe Classics, as McFarlane has, because it is meant for kids. I wish they would. I hope they will, because I feel like this is a beautiful, great line. For somebody like me, and some collectors out there who are collecting for looks and like McFarlane and all that stuff, They might go against this one. I'm not, so I don't. Too bad, guys. Just wait for the collector series if you want to. I think that they'll easily match McFarlane. I'll put it that way. McFarlane's collector series, which would be, I think Mattel will easily match what Todd is doing with this one. I'm not sure about the multiple faces though. That's the only thing. I don't think Mattel will do that, but I'm not sure. Who knows? That's why I'm saying it's all speculation, and we're talking about this one. This is one of the collection lines out there, toy lines out there, that I'm very, very excited about. I would give like a 15 or something. I guess I don't mind giving this a 15. Usually I range it or average it around 12. This is a must get. It is just a must get for me. I believe that's my rating, right? At 15, it's a must get. Anything above, you need to get multiples of. And it's very, very rare I go to 20. But I had done that in the past, like 3 or 4 times last year. And then I actually surpassed 20 with some lines, which I did not anticipate. But this one is a 15, average 15. This core line, this kids line, beautiful sculpt that stands very well in an A stance. With I think I've shown it with. Let me pull these guys out again. There's Captain America. Are you telling me that doesn't stand well? I mean, he's slightly taller than Captain America, but dude, proportion-wise, look at that. It's got proportions of Marvel Legends. And now that I think about it, I thought maybe the proportions of this one's like Kitty line because of the big hands. But look at how the hands proportionally is good with Captain America. Right? It's only slightly bigger. I didn't even notice that. He is taller though by half an inch. I didn't realize that too. Short Captain America. That's because of the feet. I think the feet on this one is big, but man, look at that. I'm measuring it now, and it's about the size of a Legends feet too. We'll just have to do this like. Look at that. It's basically the same size as Marvel Legends. Honestly, I think this has the physique of Marvel Legends. Look at the arms. Biceps are slightly bigger. The length is good. Forearms slightly longer, but it's still same way. Look at the width of the body. And you know what? Because you guys probably know that you can remove the belt and everything, right? But anatomically, yeah, man, look at that. Oh, yeah, that's the thing with Marvel Legends. I know I can move this up further than that. Come on, man. What are you doing, Cap? Why is this like so stiff? Oh, that's not the, that's the range of a T-pose with this cap. No freaking way. I didn't even realize that. Look at this guy. This guy's like T. So the face is slightly smaller than Cap's. That's what's giving that illusion that Cap's bigger, even though he's not. But that also helps in the superhero proportions, making the head smaller, thus making it look like the body's bigger. But I mean, like, I think it still works with Marvel Legends. That's why, oh my god, I so hope this line is so successful. So I'm talking about, like, look at the joint system on Captain on Marvel Legends. It's a lot less intrusive as this one. I'm kind of okay with this one because I know for sure this is more sturdier than that because it's thicker, it's more rounded. But if you really wanted it to be good, then this is more visually stands out than this. Black Series Star Wars does it excellent, where they follow the curve of the fabric and it just disappears and everything. Yeah, that's the other thing. The Star Wars, even though they're only doing single joints like this one, they're able to accomplish much more range. But this one, look at that. It's more than 90. That's pretty good too. Look at how much you can do like that. Man, really? Multiple hands, articulation at the ankles, multiple heads, maybe increase, make the details in this one better, and I would be willing to pay $19 for each and one of this. And with the possibility of more characters to be done, I would be very happy with that too. That's why the $27 is kind of like, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. This is a great line. Value 15. Highly recommend for everybody. You guys need to get it. And of course, you probably already know that this got the stuff in the back too, so you can put his batarangs and accessories and everything. That's it. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys in my next review. Bye.